Yeah, I guess.
That's what we do, is try to bait you into stuff.
We do.
Welcome to the Practical Pistol Show. My name's Ben. We're here to answer shooting questions. We have Mr. Tim Herron.
Hey, guys.
Hello. Mr. Hopkins.
Hi.
Yeah, always hi. Okay, we got a doozy of a question to start with, guys. You're going to love it. What the fuck is up with all these fake-ass sponsored shooters at local clubs? At least 1/3 of my local club in South Florida has decided it's a good idea to wear bumper sticker shirts. All right, he goes on. He goes on for a while, but I think we got the gist of the question. Mr. Hopkins, what's up with all the fake-ass sponsored shooters?
Well,
Do you even know do you know who he's talking about?
not specifically, but I know what.
You know the type of people.
Yeah,
right?
exactly. Yeah. I mean, I think I don't want to like.
Yeah, you do. Say what you want to say.
Well, I think they want to fit in, honestly. Right? Or they want to project something that they're not. Right?
What is that?
Like, I don't.
You know, you just don't want to say it, but say it in a diplomatic way. Say what
I'm
you're trying
trying
to say.
Oh, shit.
How about this? I've had guys email me and want to put my logo on their shirt, and I don't even know the guy.
Okay, so I guess they do that because they like to support the company, want to wear a fancy shirt that makes them not sweat, which isn't true. And I think, well, I don't. Here, I can say a bad side to it, you know. You can't tell the people that are actually sponsored from the non-sponsored shooters. And I think it takes away from the actual
It's pretty
sponsored
easy to
shooters.
tell.
How?
If you're in doubt, they're not sponsored.
Well, I
Right?
guess to what level do you say is sponsored? Do you trade a discount code for?
That's an interesting question. For me personally, I would not consider a discount on stuff sponsorship. But I suppose in a strict sense it is. But I wouldn't consider it sponsorship myself.
Okay, so I don't either really, because honestly, you're probably getting something that you could just get anyway,
Yeah.
and it's probably not worth it for you to put it on the shirt, to buy the shirt, to actually get that discount. So if you're getting like a percentage off, and that percentage off equals the cost of the 4 shirts you're gonna have to buy, are you really getting a discount at that point?
Okay, I'm with you, Hopkins.
Or
Tim, what do
paying
you think?
to be part of a team.
Paying to be part of a team?
Paying to be part of a team. You mean like
Yeah, you gotta like pay in.
I know a few people that do this. I know people that pay out of pocket
So
to
that's
be sponsored.
So then that's probably something like projecting an image that you want to project, right? Over something else.
I think so.
So like, say you're at some certain point and you were known to be this quote guy for this quote whatever company, and then they say they figured out it wasn't worth it or whatever, or decided to go a different way, you wanted to still project being at that same status level. That's why you do it. I think.
Okay, so you say it's a status thing. That's probably true.
Yeah. Wouldn't you though?
I don't know. I've never done that.
What about Tim?
I haven't personally done it, no, but I agree with you on that. I think a lot of people, I think they look at it as a way of being able to kind of attach their name to maybe, I guess a status that either they think they're at, or maybe they're at, or a level that they want to be. So, maybe it's like a name ambassadorship of your own name.
Yeah.
Like self-promotion using bumper stickers or companies to try to promote that.
So, do you think it should be regulated at all?
Regulated? What the fuck are you talking about?
I'm just asking. You're the one talks about like bring another level to this sport, right?
I don't think there's any way to like truly regulate it because it happens in every sport. Anywhere, any
Did it
sport
happen
that
in
there's.
autocross?
Oh, absolutely.
Yes, totally.
Oh my God, Ben, you can attest to that, right?
Oh my God, I can attest. Yes.
You see cars that are completely all like liveried out, and you're like, oh shit, man, that guy's a serious dude. And you find out like he parks his Miata in his garage, you know, right next to his minivan that he drives back and forth to work, and he's really no different than anybody else that comes to an autocross. But he's got a car that looks really, really cool on, you know, on autocross course, and he looks really serious. But yeah, like I said, it happens in every sport.
Yeah.
So,
Do you think it takes away from the other actual sponsored shooters, Ben?
I don't think so.
Do I think that?
Yeah.
Takes away what? Like,
Well, they say you go to a local match where there's 60 dudes, 30 of them are wearing those kinds of shirts. How do you tell the actual people from that aren't?
I don't think it takes.
Doesn't matter.
I don't think it really. No, I don't think it takes anything away. I don't think it.
I think it's pretty self-explanatory for most people.
I don't have. Let me put it this way. I don't have a problem with people selling out. Like, I know I sold out a long time ago. I don't have a problem with it. But people sell out for nothing, like for peanuts. Like, there's some dudes, like, I could mail them a squib rod, and they'd have my logo on their shit, and they'd be posting on Facebook thanking me forever.
So where's my goddamn squib rod?
Like, so
I
just think that's
need
kind of
one
weird.
You think people are selling themselves short?
I don't know. I mean, like, what is that person's promotion? What are people really worth?
Yeah.
What's the return on that? I don't know if they're selling themselves short, but it's just, I don't know. Fake ass sponsored shooters. That's a good way of putting it. There's very few people that are sponsored to a level that their participation in the sport's paid for. I'm not one of them. Right? There's very few of them.
There's very few, I think.
What do you think? Maybe 20, Hopkins?
If that.
I don't even think there's
20. I bet there's half of that just in U.S. shooters alone.
Yeah.
Maybe 20. Probably 20, yeah. And there's 27,000, so that's the kind of percentage you got to think about. If
I don't know.
You're like going to put all your balls into this and like be a pro shooter and get paid for it, it's probably not very likely.
Being a pro shooter is like sort of gay anyway. Like, to be honest.
Depends on what it is, honestly.
Well, your idea of it would be you would get paid just to practice and shoot.
Yeah.
But the problem is you're not going to get.
Yeah, the definition of
There's gonna
profession
be pretty
would be
weak.
like you did it as a profession.
Yeah. Like, I don't.
But I think there's several people, there's way more than 20 doing that.
What?
Doing it as a profession.
Well, shooting is part of their profession, like it's related.
Yeah.
But like people who get paid to set foot on the range to shoot a match, not many.
No.
Very few.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
There's a lot of people projecting that idea that aren't actually getting that.
I don't know. I mean, I think a lot of people like think it's fun to have a jersey. Like, they design their own because they like that because that's fun.
Sure.
There's a few people that are on some bullshit sorts of teams where they don't really get anything. Which, I mean, I
This
think
is
that's
great for the companies, though, isn't it? Doesn't it? Because it makes like getting their name out there way cheaper than it probably should be, right?
It depends.
Well,
I don't know.
If people are just going to trade a name on a jersey for next to nothing, that's good for the company. I'm not saying it's good for everything.
I don't know. Is that really good for the company, though?
Depends on what your goal is, I guess, right?
Like, there's some fucking idiots. I wouldn't want my name on their jersey.
Well, you don't have to do that.
And I'm not. And I'm maybe the least picky dude there is. Right? Like, if I was doing like respectable stuff, I can imagine I'd be really picky.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's kind of I've made fun of these people a lot. Well, the really egregious ones, like the old. Remember the old school.
There is this website that we have for some reason. I seem to recall the reason that came up.
Well, My beef was with the team management. It wasn't with like
No, the
dudes
products
wearing...
are great, dude. I use them every day I shoot. So
No, it's not the products, and it wasn't the guys on the team. It was the team management guys where they were
Yeah.
fuckheads. So I enjoyed making fun of them. That's how that got kicked off. It had nothing to do with like if you want to get like 20% off some shit and wear a jersey, more power to you. I think that's stupid. I wouldn't do that, but
I can Google a code that'll get you double that
well, whatever. I mean,
for free.
but to your point, Hopkins, I don't think it takes anything away from anybody except I haven't. Hopkins, you could probably speak to this because you've been on the other side of this. I've only been to SHOT once. Not much.
Yeah.
Not a very strong desire to go back. But there's plenty of people walking around there, like trying to get shit from companies, right? Who have like
Yeah.
a shooting resume.
No, most of them don't even have that.
Okay. Well, let's say that the more prepared ones do.
Yeah, that'd be good. That'd be a
Okay.
good start.
Like if you're a company on the other end of that with people coming up and trying to get stuff from you to get sponsored, if you're not involved in USPSA, you have no idea what they're talking about. They could be like, I'm just like B-class state champion of whatever, and you have no clue, right?
Well, I don't think most people know about USPSA or.
Well, exactly. So anybody can sort of puff themselves up.
Well, I mean, honestly, they could go around saying
They're a national champion, and
Exactly.
nobody would
and
really.
they could have won.
Nobody would vet them.
They could have won B class back in 2011. You know.
Right. Okay. So with so many people willing to sell out so cheap, the people that, like for other guys who actually could bring some value,
Yeah.
makes it a tougher market for them.
It's basically a non-existent market, honestly. Except for very, very few.
Right. None of us are in that club, right?
No, I don't get paid to go to the range.
No, me neither.
No, I mean, I don't think any of us could get paid to go to the range if we wanted to get paid to go to the range.
Oh yeah, no way.
Not solely.
No way. No way.
Plus, I don't think any of those guys get paid just to go to the range. There's always some side thing that you have to do. Every one of those dudes are at SHOT Show.
Yeah.
Oh, that sounds
Race.
nice already.
Yeah.
All right.
Is that crazy enough for you?
No, you didn't go crazy at all. No, I mean, it's like I
was ready for head to explode and
For
smoke
what?
to come out the ears.
Well, this would be the topic that people expect me to go crazy on, but I think people have some real misconceptions about what I think about this. I think selling out cheap is stupid. I think selling out is fine.
Yeah. That's a good point.
I like that.
Yeah, it's very good, actually.
Like, I will shoot an M&P if you pay me enough. Shoot it for free. It's pretty simple, right?
Yeah.
But I guess when you just come right out and say it, then the
You're the
M&P
asshole,
people
right?
wouldn't want to pay me anymore. That's fine. Fuck them. I have my Tanfolios. Anyway. Okay. Do you think there's a pretty stable or predictable conversion rate between different equipment divisions in a single match? So, some, like how the production guys rank against the limited guys or whatever.
So he's basically
If you
asking,
guys
like,
just don't care about intra-division results at all, and so pays your attention to them. I know that's the official USPSA line. What do you think? He wrote the question differently, where he was like, how guys of different classes and divisions rank against you.
so like a M-class open shooter against a class production, what percentage
that's
off?
too complicated. Let's just talk intra-division. Do you guys care about those results?
On local stuff, that's the only results I care about is the combined overall. But as far as answering the question, if I think there's a pretty stable or predictable conversion rate, absolutely not. Each match is different, and it's really going to depend on, like what the stages look like and like how they're shot too. So I don't think there's a predictable way to compare, let's say, a GM open guy against a GM production guy on, let's say, Area 3, for example, where there's 14 stages of all 32 round, run and gun type of stages. There's going to be definitely a different ratio compared to, let's say, a local 5-stage match that might have 2 long courses and 2 medium courses and a short course. So I don't think there's anything really predictable between it.
All right, Hopkins, what do you think about that?
I agree.
What an asshole.
I know. So I look at. You can't really compare them. Like, how can you?
Well, you
compare
can compare them, but is it stable?
No, it's
Like,
not
is it
stable, and it depends
predictable?
on who shows up. And it depends on which of those persons that show up, also.
Right. Well, it depends on the flavor of the match too.
Yeah, but how can you compare major open guns to minor production guns?
Well, if I was ballparking it, I would expect like a nationally competitive dude in open to smash a nationally competitive dude in production by 20%.
Think 20, really?
Yes. The advantages stack up quick with an open gun.
Well, yeah.
20%.
3 times a round.
Yeah. So if it's a very
Just to say one.
if it's a very difficult technical match, I'd expect more.
Yeah.
If it's close range, kind of hosey, with enough space to get in reloads, less. As an example. What do you think? What do you think? What about a limited gun? Where do they fit in there?
It's less than you would think. I think.
Versus open.
Yeah. I think limited and open is.
I think it's probably going to be.
It's pretty close.
I'd say 5 and 10%.
Yeah, I'd say within 10%.
I think it depends on the flavor of the match.
Mm-hmm.
It depends on how, like, when the shots start getting tougher, you start seeing a bigger and bigger gap between limited and open.
Yes.
That's just because of the availability of target.
What's that?
That's just the availability of target, right? If all you have is a A/B head, the B and shooting major is going to be way more beneficial.
Well, no, it's between limited and open.
Oh, limited and open?
Yeah.
Oh.
I see if 5 to 10% and possibly even just like equality.
I've heard the number put out there before of 7%. I personally think that's too low. I think that's not enough of a gap between open and limited guys.
You think the gap would be?
Yeah, well, it'd be like guys of like skill.
Yeah.
Right, but the problem is it only really makes sense to look at guys that are really competitive because they tend to shoot more consistently.
Yeah.
So when it's like, well, how do A-class guys of different divisions rank against each other in a club match?
No way to compare that.
Well, a 6-stage club match, like if your open shooter fucks up a big field course, all bets are off. Like, it's the equipment's not going to matter in that short number of stages. Like somebody could overcome that, and beat them.
Yeah.
So it is very difficult to compare with less consistent shooters with more consistent guys. I think you're going to see about a 20% gap between open and production, and more like 10-ish% between open and limited. A guy shooting limited won Area 3, right? In the overalls?
Yeah.
So that's interesting.
Well,
but that would just tell you that the top talent wasn't in open. Because that should not happen with top guys in open. No way.
Well, there wasn't another nationally ranked guy shooting open.
Well,
Was there?
there you go. Either that or I didn't look too close at the results. Either that or the guy shooting like their guns broke or something happened. It just whatever. There's too much of a gap. You can't overcome that between open and limited.
Yeah.
What about the gap between limited and production?
I was going to say 5 to 10%.
Yeah, so it really depends on the stages, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Close range with a lot of space for reloads.
It's probably going to be
pretty close to even, yeah.
Well, it could be close to even. It depends on the guy shooting, right?
Right.
Well, I mean, that's what everything boils down to.
Yeah, of course. But interesting, we'd all agree that it's not stable, right?
No,
Never.
you can't just put a number on it and it'll be right all the time.
No, it's not going to be right. I do think combined overall results are interesting. I mean, I don't have a problem with USPSA saying they're not official because they're kind of pointless. In terms of awarding people, they're pointless, but in terms of looking at, they're interesting.
Combined overall, like I said, I mean, combined overall, like for local matches and stuff, like that's.
Well, how many guys?
For me and like for even Matt, I mean, because we shoot a lot together.
How many
that's
guys
like,
at your club are
that's
serious
the Holy
and
Grail.
train?
Oh, probably the top 5 or 6 guys at a local match, and that's about it. Out of 70.
I don't think so.
You don't think that many train, Matt?
I think there's probably 5 here.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. 5. And it's generally the same 5 that vie for
my
the
club,
top
I think,
overall spot, you know.
My club, I think there's maybe 3. In most clubs, the guys that train are split across different divisions. So combined overall is pretty much all you got.
Right, that's right. The same way it is at our club too. In fact, I don't think there's 2 in the same division.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
I think we've got.
As a main division, no.
Yeah, as a main division, exactly. The overall is generally, like I said, the top 5 spots are 5 different shooters from 5 different divisions.
And you guys have Matt fucking you up usually, right?
Oh, constantly.
That's irritating.
Not this year, dude.
Not at all.
Not this year? You not practicing, Matt?
No, I have been. And I still am. But I was overcoming an injury. And I'm over that now.
Well, that's right.
Well, and you've had a lot of work stuff, too, that's kind of kept you away from a few locals.
Yeah, I've shot like 3 locals, I think, this year. Like,
and it's August.
Yeah.
All right. Well, another great talk. So the sad news for this guy is no. Sorry.
I think Tim Myers, that's all he cares about is overall, right?
What? All he cares about is overall?
I thought so.
I don't know. I think all he cares about is time.
Oh, time, yeah.
Yes. It's like, what kind of times can we lay down? That's all that matters. That's it. If he wins overall, then he cares about it. But if there's a guy there in overall like beating him, he's like, well, he had an open gun anyway, so.
Is that how?
Well, that's the advantage to shooting production or something. It's a no-lose
You always have an
situation.
excuse.
It's a no-lose situation. If you beat a guy shooting limited, you're like, well, fuck him, he was shooting limited. Right? And if you lose to a guy shooting limited, it's like, well, he was shooting limited. What do you expect me to do, man? I can't hang with that. It's awesome. Are you with me on this?
Yeah.
But there's generally a whole lot more to the story when you beat the limited guy shooting production.
What's there more to the story?
Well, it's just generally you want to tell everybody, like, I won high overall at my local match.
You need to say anything.
I beat the limited guys.
Tim, you don't say anything when you win. People will look at the scores and they'll figure it out. You don't need to say anything.
It's true.
Jesus Christ, man. Just try to be cool for like 10 minutes. Okay.
Damn. Just because I made fun of your dirty hands earlier? God.
You did make fun of my dirty... I sent him a picture of me flipping him the bird, Hopkins.
Yeah.
And he says, why are your hands dirty? And I was like, you son of a bitch. Some people work for a living. I'm not one of them, but like some people do.
It's not like you reload. What were you, dry firing?
I shot a lot today.
Okay.
A lot. And then I cleaned my guns.
Oh.
I ain't buying that for a second.
You
I did.
actually cleaned them?
I did. No, I did. For real.
Wow.
Because I've been rotating 4 guns for like a while.
Oh, so they were all completely
They were all fucked. They were just so bad. And it was getting to the point where I was shooting and they weren't like cycling properly because they were so dirty. They were really sluggish.
Yeah.
I'm like, I need my speed back. I need to like rail on stuff. So I had to clean them. I had no choice. Oh well. Another great podcast, guys.
All right.
What do you say? We should record another one?
Sure.
I think we should. I think it's going to be amazing.